When I'm not playing games for the content of this channel, I mostly play multiplayer games. However, I still play single-player games every so often, and they always tend to be indie games. I feel like indie games and the devs that create them really encompass what makes gaming great and really rescues us from the monotony of AAA gaming. Every so often, an indie game will come out that I'm really interested in, but I'll hold off because I want to experience it on mobile, and I just have a weird feeling that it'll come to mobile. This happened with Moonlighter, and it really paid off, and I enjoyed playing it on mobile, even though the port wasn't that great. Now, I also did that with Sparklite. I've had my eye on this game for so long, and I just had a weird feeling it would come to mobile, and holy crap, it did. Now, let's get right into it. Sparklite is bursting with color. I love the amount of color and the variety of colors within Sparklite. And I love that it's a pixel art game. You guys have heard this a million times before, and I love good pixel art, and this is no different. This really does have a personality all of its own, and I think the animations are specifically very smooth and satisfying to look at. I actually love the soundtrack of Sparklite 2. It really does remind me of RuneScape at moments, and I tout RuneScape as having one of the best soundtracks in gaming, period. You know if you know. And I also really do like the sound effects. They're all very distinct, and they really do set themselves apart from all of the other noise that's going on. And there's even ambient noise with birds chirping and stuff like that. It's really special. The best way to describe the gameplay loop of Sparklite is it's a roguelike Zelda game. So it's an over-the-top view, and you're running around this world, and you are using hack and slash combat and various weaponry and abilities and items to take out a wide variety of enemies. Now, while you're doing this, you're exploring the map bit by bit, and each little bit of the map has its own unique layout that is procedurally generated. As you're exploring these randomly generated blocks of the map, you will also unlock new gadgets to use, as well as abilities and items that will also unlock new areas of the map that you weren't able to access before, kind of like in Metroidvanias. While doing all of this, you will be gaining Sparklite, which is this game's version of currency. Now, you gain this currency by killing enemies and exploring the world around you. With this Sparklite, you will be able to upgrade things and unlock things at your home base. Now, you return to your home base after a run when you die. One of these upgrade systems is the patch system. Now, you buy these patches with Sparklite, and then you have to fit them into a grid. Each patch has its own unique size according to what stat it's manipulating. Some patches will increase your health, and some patches will increase your damage or unlock different things like that. So you kind of have to mix and match them and make them fit in that grid, similar to how the backpack equipment system of Diablo works. Now you're gradually seeing what the gameplay loop of Sparklite is, where you go out and you adventure and you try to gain as much Sparklite as possible and unlock new abilities and gadgets in order to help you become stronger and stronger to defeat more and more bosses and then eventually beat the game. It's an addictive gameplay loop, and it does feel a little bit grindy at times with the Sparklite, but it's fun using that Sparklite to get consistent upgrades and unlock new patches and feel yourself getting stronger and stronger. As a mobile port, it's important to have good touchscreen controls. Now, this includes a joystick and buttons, and they're very easy to utilize, and I never found myself being frustrated by the touchscreen controls. Now, this game does include controller support as well, and that's full controller support. Once you connect your controller, you never have to touch the touchscreen again, which is great, and that's something Moonlighter was missing out on during its release. Now, with the touchscreen controls, I do have one gripe, and you are not able to place those buttons and joysticks where you want them to be on the screen, and you can't manipulate their size. Now, you can to a degree. You can choose between smaller UI and larger UI, and I think this is for iPads in general to make the smaller UI for the iPad, but even on my iPad 5th generation mini, I feel like the buttons were still a little bit too big, but it was manageable and it was just slightly uncomfortable. So that's the only gripe I have with the controls. Luckily, they maintained the premium pricing model of Sparklite that is seen on other platforms. Now you purchase it and you get everything the game has to offer, no in-app purchases. However, this is the great thing about mobile. This game is only $4.99 on mobile, which is way cheaper than other platforms, and I think it's an absolute steal. All in all, Sparklite is a feel-good game. I love how it's bright and cheery and it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's just bursting with personality and charm. And I also do appreciate how it feels like a classic over-the-top Zelda game with a sprinkle of roguelike and Metroidvania elements. However, I do think the grind for collecting Sparklite does get a bit monotonous towards the end of the game, and I wish there was better customization when it came to touchscreen controls for iPad. As a complete package though, I think Sparklite is an absolute steal of a deal for $4.99, and if you enjoy roguelikes or Metroidvanias or adventure games or games like Zelda, definitely give Sparklite a try. The links to the game are in the description down below. Alright guys, that was my mobile review for Sparklite. If it helped you out or if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and pop a sub. It really helps out small channels like mine, and I appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. If you want more content from me, definitely check out the description down below. I have a TikTok, I have a Twitch channel, and all of that jazz. I love you guys. I hope you guys are staying safe, and take it easy.